All right, today we're diving into a rising artist out of Mississippi who's doing something, well, something really different. He's blending the power of faith with the pulse of hip-hop, and it's creating this unique musical journey that you're going to want to hear about.
And right off the bat, you get this. This isn't just some clever lyric. It's his entire mission statement. This is how the artist iLL, who also goes by Fresh Prince, sees himself. So what does it even mean to be a soldier for the kingdom in the music scene today?
So who is this soldier for the kingdom? Let's get to know the artist, his really unique style, and this clever dual persona he's using to get his music out to the world.
So iLL, he's coming straight out of Mississippi, but his vision is definitely global. And he's not trying to fit into just one box. Instead, he's mixing Christian rap, gospel, and that classic hip-hop feel, all with the goal of inspiring people. You can think of it as a sound that connects generations of spiritual music with the kind of beats that feel fresh and modern.
Okay, and this is where it gets really cool. He's got two names, and each one tells you something different. When you see iLL, you know you're getting those distinct hip-hop sounds. We're talking hard beats, sharp bars. But then Fresh Prince steps in, and that's all about his more melodic, rhythmic side. It's such a smart way to show his range and let you know exactly what kind of vibe to expect from a track.
So you hear about the mission, you hear about the two names, but what does it all actually sound like? Let's jump into the music he's got out right now and see what it's all about.
His first big release is a 2025 EP called The First Draft. It's just 4 songs, a perfect little introduction to his signature sound, and you can stream it right now on Spotify and YouTube. And that title, The First Draft, it's perfect, right? It's like he's laying out the blueprint, showing the world his core ideas right from the start.
Now, when you pull him up on Spotify, you're going to see this number, 17 monthly listeners. And look, I know what you might be thinking. In a world where artists have millions of streams, 17 can seem tiny. But trust me, that number doesn't tell the whole story. In fact, it might just be the most exciting part.
Because that's the whole point. 17 isn't a measure of his talent. It's a measure of timing. If you're someone who loves finding an artist before they blow up, this is literally the definition of a ground floor opportunity. It's a chance to say you were there from the very, very beginning.
So, the big question is, how do you go from 17 listeners to thousands? Well, it all comes down to pure strategy and hustle. Let's take a look at the grassroots approach he's using to build that momentum.
And believe me, the hustle is real. He's already managed to land a spot on the Los Angeles Billboard Top 100 list, which is a massive deal for an independent artist. On top of that, he's hitting the pavement, doing these impromptu pop-up shows at college campuses and in small towns all over Mississippi. And he's not stopping. He's already in the studio working on a second EP.
And that whole grassroots thing means that if you're anywhere near Mississippi, you've got a real shot at seeing him perform live and feeling that energy for yourself. So, here's a look at what he's got coming up.
You can see he is staying busy. He's got a listening party happening on November 7th, and then literally the next day, a performance at a church. And then if we look ahead a bit, he's booked for a feature performance at a major festival on May 10th, 2026.
Okay, but let's zoom in on that festival for a second, because this could be a real game changer. He's set to be a gospel and jazz feature performer at the very first Robert Johnson Blues and Mississippi Music Festival. I mean, this is the kind of stage that can launch a career, getting his sound in front of a huge new audience. And you can already find tickets for it on Eventbrite.
All of this momentum is building towards something big. And you know what? This is where you come in. Here's how you can actually get involved and be a part of this artist's story as it unfolds.
So if you're intrigued and you're thinking, okay, what do I do next? It's actually super simple. First, just go stream The First Draft and hear the music for yourself. If you're in the area, go see a show. You can also check out his website for some merch, and of course, the easiest thing to do is follow him on social media so you can stay in the loop.
You know, all this really brings us to one final thought. You've got this unique, mission-driven sound, you've got a real grassroots hustle, and now you have a major festival spot on the horizon. It feels like all the pieces are falling into place. It really makes you wonder, are we watching the launch of Mississippi's next great musical voice? Only time's gonna tell, but it's definitely a story worth following.